Welcome to Dowling Catholic High School and high school wrestling here on CISN.TV. My name is Pat Curtis. I'm joined by Keith Bordas tonight for this duel, early season duel between West Des Moines Valley and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. We just wrapped up some junior varsity matches, so we'll have the varsity duel starting here in about 7 minutes. And Keith, it should be a good one. Both of these teams return some wrestlers who qualified for state last year. The Valley Tigers finished 6th at the traditional tournament last year with 5 qualifiers. They have 3 returners, and Catholic also with 3 returning state place either qualifiers or place winners, and a number of freshmen in the lineup tonight.
Yes, both squads are going to be putting together young squads this year, and they're very competitive. We watched several freshmen and sophomores going in the JV earlier tonight, and they were pretty evenly matched. But then things just got out of hand, and then the pins started flying all over the place. And at the varsity level, I'm going to expect the same thing. Valley's got 5 freshmen in the lineup tonight, and I didn't count how many Dowling had.
Yeah, there's a few freshmen for the Maroons out there as well. Travis Young, the coach for Valley. Kevin Stanley in his 6th year at Dowling. Travis, 23 years now, heading this Valley Tigers program. A lot of success for both of these coaches.
Yes, and two of the premier schools when it comes to athletics across the board. Dowling just came away with their 7th state title in football over Valley. Valley has had several state titles in football as well. The basketball programs are both very good. Dowling did get the sweep over the girls and boys here a week ago, and so wrestling tonight. Swimming is always going to be very competitive for both schools. Track and field is going to be coming in. They both have nice bowling squads, and then, of course, baseball, softball, and everything else under the sun. You can count on a Valley-Dowling matchup to be a very competitive one and emotional as the crowd starts to filter in.
And we will see one of the best wrestlers in the state at 182 pounds for the Valley Tigers. He's ranked number 1, Blake Underwood. He finished 4th at state last year, and he's been quite dominant this year. He's 7-0 with 6 pins and a forfeit. He just pinned his way through the very difficult Keith Young Invitational in Cedar Falls last weekend. Yes,
Underwood is certainly showing a lot of the rewards of putting in so much time and effort into the wrestling room, into the weight room. And he's also a tremendous football player. He was one of the leading tacklers at the linebacker position for Valley throughout the football season. And so the thing about Valley Dowling, similarly to Ankeny Centennial, it's your crosstown rival. You know who you're going to be up against. You've wrestled with these guys in club in the younger years, and then against each other in the junior highs and now into high school. You're playing all different kinds of sports, baseball and football and everything that you can possibly think of. You're doing together, and then you just kind of go your separate ways when it gets into the high school setting. So they know a lot about each other, and Blake is one of those guys that who he's wrestling tonight, whether he goes at 182 or bumps up to 195, he's going to know those guys. More so at 195 than the freshman at 182.
All right. We're going to start this duel at 126 pounds tonight. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the introductions of the starting lineups tonight for these two teams. It's Valley against Dowling High School Wrestling here on CISN.TV.
Employee pricing for all at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. You pay what we pay and not a cent more on most new 19 models, plus 2020 Equinox, Trax, Impala, Sonic, and Spark. New Silverado Cruise. You pay what we pay in Waukee. Up to $13,000 off or up to $8,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. New 2020 Equinox. You pay what we pay. Up to $8,000 off or lease as low as $199 per month. Employee pricing for all. Don't wait. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Pat Curtis and Keith Bornas back with you at Dowling High School as we get set for this dual meet tonight between the Tigers and Maroons. Keith, your keys to this duel here tonight.
All right. If you go and look right down the lineup as to who's wrestling who, there are favorites in all of the matches except for three. There's 3 toss-up matches tonight, according to both coaches. And those toss-up matches are going to be at 126, 138, and 285. At 126, you're looking at Levi Schultz, junior from Valley, against Cade Burke, sophomore from Dowling. At 138, Jake Castor, junior, versus Brady McMahon, at the junior from Dowling. And then at 285, Brian Gerardo, junior from Valley, against Charlie Nank, senior, at Dowling. If you take those 3 matches out, I scored out because of bonus points, potential bonus points. I scored out with Valley being up 30 to 21 after the matches without the toss-ups in. All right. So when you figure that in, here are the keys to the match tonight. For Valley, number one, you got to win the toss. All right, and they're going to have the toss here in just a little bit. Win the toss because Valley wants to be in a situation where they can make a choice at 182 pounds. Then
we got to interrupt you right there for the prayer and the singing of the national anthem.
Employee pricing for all at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. You pay what we pay and not a cent more on most new 19 models, plus 2020 Equinox, Trax, Impala, Sonic, and Spark. New Silverado Cruise. You pay what we pay in Waukee. Up to $13,000 off or up to $8,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. New 2020 Equinox. You pay what we pay. Up to $8,000 off or lease as low as $199 per month. Employee pricing for all. Don't wait. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or...
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Fall is upon us and fireplace season is here, and you need a new Heat and Glow gas fireplace insert. They're the perfect thing to make that old wood fireplace more beautiful, warmer, and easier to use. And right now, Heat and Glow is giving a $200 rebate, making it even easier for you to upgrade that old fireplace. Please come see them today. Fireplace Superstore, 109th and Douglas in Urbandale.
Moms typically get to make a majority of the healthcare decisions for their family. That can be a lot of pressure, but not for me, because I know the choice is ours. For medical tests like MRIs, X-rays, CAT scans, and of course mammograms, ask your doctor to refer you to Iowa Radiology. They work around our hectic schedules, they're the best at what they do, and they're so great with my family. They truly care, and it shows. Visit iowaradiology.com or call to schedule an appointment. Iowa Radiology, our focus is your good health.
We might not always know what the day will bring, but some things are certain. The sun will rise and your lights will go on. That's because at MidAmerican Energy, we're obsessively, relentlessly committed to providing you energy when and where you need it, to connecting with you and keeping our communities safe and strong. Because the most important thing we put our energy into is you. We're obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Here's to everyone who believes
Welcome back,
in
and we're ready
competition
for the introductions of the varsity wrestlers that will be taking to the mat here in just a bit. But Keith, you were talking about the keys for both teams here tonight if they want to come away with a victory.
So for Valley, if they're going to come away with victory tonight, winning the toss is going to be a key thing. They want to be on the even, so because starting at 126, they want to be able to make that decision at about 182 pounds to see what they're going to do against a freshman and a senior at 182 and 195. Blake Underwood being able to move up to 195 if need be. With that, they also need to get as many bonus points as possible tonight as the meet rolls on. For Dowling, keys for Dowling, they got to win the first 3 matches tonight. They got to win at 126, 132, 138, and they need to get some bonus points. If they're going to win, they need to win all 3 of those toss-up matches.
All right, there you go, Keith Bornas with the keys to the duel for both Dowling and Valley. Some of these wrestlers we're seeing tonight have already met this season. Just last weekend at the Keith Young Invitational in Cedar Falls, both Valley and Dowling were there. Valley finished 14th in a loaded field. Some of the best wrestling teams in the state were there, including Waverly Shellrock, which came out on top. But the Tigers had 7 place winners out of the 13 weights. Dowling with 4 place winners at that Keith Young invite. But
I think the Valley finished 4th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I do have. Looks like I have a 1 in front of my 4. Sorry about that. But Ezra Christensen at 106 met Kyler Kastarpin, and Kyler came out on top 8-2 in the consolation semifinals. We also had a head-to-head matchup at 113, and then at 285 in the 5th place match, Brian Gerardo scored a pin over Charlie Nank, who finished 6th. So we'll see a rematch at 285. Those 2 wrestlers just met this past Saturday.
But it's still right now kind of a toss-up. And you get into those higher weights and people have a higher center of gravity. If you get somebody's body moving in a direction, it sometimes continues in that direction. So at the upper weights, sometimes you can fall into a winning situation or a losing situation based on your own balance.
Yeah. And these crosstown rivals meeting here tonight. As we mentioned, they met on Saturday in Cedar Falls, and they're going to be in the same district at the end of the season. Let's see here. I believe that's at Dallas Center Grimes.
Dallas Center Grimes is hosting.
Yep, and that's Dowling, Valley, Urbandale, Denison, Schleswig, Dallas Center Grimes, Carroll, Boone, and Ankeny. Boy, that's a tough district. They're all tough.
They are all tough. Wrestling, it's strange. Wrestling has high numbers, then low numbers, then high numbers. We're back into that swing of higher numbers. You take a look at the junior high wrestling around central Iowa right now. You can't go to a junior high meet anymore without wrestling 140 matches. It used to be you'd be in a situation where if you had 80 to 90 matches in a night, that was a big night. But now we're having teams show up that have 30, 40, and 50 guys out for wrestling across the board, and it's pretty impressive.
It's great. It's a great sport. And as you can see, the coin toss coming up here to see who will be able to choose even odd matches.
It appears as though Dowling has won the the toss, but I didn't hear as to who is, if they're going to pick the odd or even matches. And as far as that is concerned, when you come in, it looks as though they have chosen the odd, which means you present your wrestler first.
Yeah.
That way, if a situation comes up where you think you can maneuver people around and try and score points in a higher weight, you can reserve that guy for a later match.
All right. 126 pounds, that's where we're starting. And for the home team, Cade Burke, the sophomore, against Levi Schultz, a junior for Valley. And it is Schultz in on a single leg, still no points. He's got 2. Our officials for the night are Chris Dane and Dan Gilgy.
Great job by Schultz moving in on that outside single and finishing it. It used to be if you do anything outside the circle, there's no points, but now they have extended that. As long as you have a supporting limb in bounds when on the takedown, you can score with people being out of bounds.
Some dark uniforms there for both teams, as you can see, as Schultz is putting Burke on his back with a cradle and getting back points. Burke fighting like mad, as you can see, but it's a pin for Levi Schultz in the first period, and the Tigers take a 6-0 lead.
Great job by Schultz. Originally, Schultz was in the lineup at 132, but he weighed in at 126, and so after both teams got here and weighed in, they started to maneuver things around and try to put the best lineup they could as far as a duel is going to be. And so that is a great start for Valley, and being a toss-up, getting 6 points off a toss-up match.
So as I was saying, the uniforms, you can see Valley has kind of that white on the shoulder strap. Dowling in the maroon, if you can see the colors, as Carson Murray gets a quick takedown for the Maroons. He's a senior, ranked number 5 at this weight class in Class 3A. He finished 8th at state last year at 126 pounds. He may be Dowling's best wrestler.
And for Valley, you can see that is not Levi Schultz. He just got off the mat. Jeremy Gradford is one of the freshmen, 5 freshmen in the lineup tonight, is wrestling there for Valley as he scores an escape. Should be 2-1 Dowling. And now more points for Dowling as takes Gradford right to his back for a takedown plus 3 near fall. Nice move there by Murray.
And now Murray puts Gradford on his back again. More points. And trying to tie this meet up at 6 with the pin, he does. So a couple of pins in the first period in the first 2 matches. Back with 138 pounds after this on CISN.TV.
Employee pricing for all at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. You pay what we pay and not a cent more on most new 19 models, plus 2020 Equinox, Trax, Impala, Sonic, and Spark. New Silverado Cruise. You pay what we pay in Waukee. Up to $13,000 off or up to $8,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. New 2020 Equinox. You pay what we pay. Up to $8,000 off or lease as low as $199 per month. Employee pricing for all. Don't wait. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
Pat Curtis and Keith Bornas back for our 3rd match of the night between Valley and Dowling, 138 pounds. And Keith, this is one of those toss-up matches you were talking about, so critical to the outcome of this duel.
Very important match here tonight as Jake Castor and Brady McMahon are in here. McMahon just got in on an outside single, but Castor's doing a nice job fighting it off, pushing that head to the mat. Now he just needs to get that leg extended to break the grip. But it is a key match. Both wrestlers very strong in the season so far.
You can see our team score. We're tied at 6. And this match just underway at 138 pounds. No score between Castor for Valley and McMahon for Dowling.
Those of you watching, your screen might be a little bit darker. They shut the lights off, and they're under a single light on the mat. So you don't need to adjust your screen. That's just the way it is. It does make a cool setting here live. We certainly hope that everything is turning out well in your home as well.
Again, Valley in the black, orange, and white singlets. The white on the shoulder strap is how you can tell that's the Valley wrestler, Jake Castor. Again, a senior for the Tigers. And, of course, maroon, the color for Dowling.
And if by chance you have fantastic eyesight, you can look at the ankle bands, as Dowling will be in the green and Valley in the red.
Just a few ticks left here in the first period. And we have our third match of the night. We'll go to the second period. We had pins in the first period in our first two matches. We're tied at 6 between Dowling and Valley. And this match is tied at 0 as Murray gets the pick and he'll go down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what the second period does look like as we're moving further into each match. Castor doing a nice job with a deep waist and controlling Murray, trying to create some down and forward pressure, but ended up losing that as Murray did a nice job getting the escape. McMahon, excuse me.
And, yep, Brady McMahon, a 1-0 lead with that sit-out, really getting his hips out and able to get to his feet to get that 1-point escape. And our score 1-0 here in the second period. Here's a shot by McMahon, but a good sprawl by Castor. And he gets out.
When somebody shoots in on you like McMahon did, you have to take their head one way or the other. They either have to go up toward the ceiling with their head, or you got to take them all the way to the mat with their head, because they can't wrestle with their head straight up and they can't wrestle with their head on the mat. And so a nice job by Castor getting that stop with a sprawl and a crossface, lifting his head toward the ceiling.
See that a lot in really good college wrestling, where wrestlers just try and control the opponent's head the entire match.
Yeah, it's funny how where your head goes, the rest of your body seems to go.
Just under 30 seconds left in this second period. It's Brady McMahon of Dowling with a 1-0 lead on Castor, the only point in this match, an escape to start the second period.
That was a fantastic shot attempt by McMahon as he came in on that double leg. But Castor, 2 times in a row now, has been able to stop his forward penetration by controlling where the head ends up.
We go to the third and final period with the score, Brady McMahon of Dowling 1 and Castor of Valley 0. And Castor will start in the down position.
McMahon doing a great job with the down and forward pressure, but he just got too far forward as Castor now takes the lead with a reversal. There is a delicate balance between where you ride your hips in these matches, and now McMahon ends up with the escape, 2-2 with 1:30 to go in the final period. They knew it was going to be a toss-up match because both wrestlers are very good, and it's pretty evenly matched, as you can see. Working on hand control and trying to get that inside position. Nice pass by McMahon, but didn't quite work.
1:10 to go in this match, tied at 2.
Both wrestlers trying to control the heads again, as you were talking about earlier. And yes, you can see trying to get the wrist and then stopping the shoulders from penetration. McMahon for his third shot attempt of the night, but again, Castor was able to fend it off. The one thing that McMahon's going to have the advantage of is he's been the aggressor so far, and so officials will remember that. Oh, there's a shot attempt by Castor, so neither one of them should be warned for stalling at any point now.
There was a warning against Castor on that last shot attempt. But
you're kidding.
Yeah, I saw the stall warning. But just a warning, there will be a point given if Castor is called for stalling again with just 20 seconds to go, tied at 2.
He needs to keep his forward momentum going. Another shot attempt by McMahon. Castor doing a great job controlling the head, but now he's got to get after it. With just 7 seconds to go in this match, we could be headed to overtime.
And we will go to OT at 138 pounds. After regulation, this match tied at 2.
But, you know, both guys are going to be in a neutral position here with 1 minute. However, Castor does have the one warning stall warning call against him. So he's got to stay forward and continue to press the match on.
Oh, great shot, and 2 takedown there for Brady McMahon to win in overtime, 4-2.
And a lot of times, the aggressor, I mean, I think that was his 6th or 7th shot attempt. And for all you young wrestlers out there, you just have to stay aggressive. Your first shot might not work. Your second shot might not work. We were just talking about it in practice tonight. It might be your 100th shot is the one that gets people down tonight. McMahon in his 6th or 7th shot to win it in overtime.
So Dowling Catholic with a 9-6 lead after the first 3 bouts. We go to 145 pounds for Valley. It's Chase Hutchinson and Dowling Hunter Crutchlow. This is freshman against freshman in this varsity duel between the Tigers and Maroons.
As you take a look at what people were thinking about this, this is one of the matches that Valley was favored in. For me to get to the 30-21 without the toss-up matches, I'll get to that in just a second. Here is a great shot attempt by Dowling. As
no points yet, though. And now Crutchlow gets 2.
Yeah, Crutchlow is in there. Chase Hutchinson did a fantastic job trying to fight that off as long as he could. But control was finally gotten there as Crutchlow takes the 2-0 lead.
Out of our 13 matches tonight, 2 of them feature freshmen against freshmen. Kind of unusual to see this many freshmen in a 3A, you know, a couple of top schools.
Yeah,
like this to have so many freshmen in the lineup.
And so many schools, their numbers are increasing now on the wrestling program as well. Hutchinson did a great job on the reversal there, and he also came up with a leg hooked in, so he does have a leg hooked as he's trying to hip him over. He's got the leg, he's got the arms tied up, but he was not able to get that shoulder turned beyond the 90 degrees, and so no points awarded.
And at the end of the first period, our score should be 2-2 between the 2 freshmen, Hunter Crutchlow for Dowling and Chase Hutchinson for Valley. A takedown by Crutchlow and a reversal for Chase.
So if we start at the very beginning, it typically start at 106. Dowling is favored at 106. Dowling is favored at 113. At 120, it was Valley. 126 was a toss-up, and Valley ended up with a pin there. 132, Dowling was the favorite and did come away with a pin. 138 was a toss-up, and Dowling came away with the victory there in the overtime. As you see Crutchlow there doing a nice job controlling Hutchinson back down to the mat, but Hutchinson has that toed. He's trying to bring that up into, get him up high. And if he can work, called for a potentially dangerous.
1 point for
Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Potentially dangerous there. Some tweaking on the leg and knee. And now Hutch with a great job on reversal there. Did a nice switch and has the leg hooked in again.
So now Hutchinson with a 5-2 lead about halfway through this match.
And then going back, 145, Valley is the favorite. 152, Valley is the favorite. 160 is Dowling. 170 is Valley. 182 is Valley. 195 is Valley. 220 is Valley. And 285 being a toss-up.
All right, we're able to lighten up the picture for you
there. Hey, welcome in now.
Let the sunshine in.
That's indeed. Yes, indeed. There's Chase Hutchinson of Valley, freshman on top. Has that leg hooked in as he's trying to hip him over. If he can get an underhook, or an armbar with that and bring that over. Chicken wing. Now he's over onto the half. He's got him stacked up and pinned.
A big win for West Des Moines Valley's Chase Hutchinson. A pin in the second period, giving his team a 12-9 lead. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Why do I look for the seal? It's about trust. Whether I'm buying a car, hiring a contractor, finding a tax preparer, or an honest mechanic, the Better Business Bureau's seal means this business meets high standards. When I see the seal, I know I'll get what I pay for. No more taking chances and no more worries. And I feel good about supporting local businesses. My life is so much easier knowing I can always trust BBB accredited businesses. It pays to look for the seal. See for yourself at bbb.org/Iowa.
Pounds, you're looking at one of the top wrestlers in the state for the Valley Tigers, Caleb Corbin, against Ben Faber, the junior for Dowling.
And Corbin was in on that outside single, had the leg way up in the air, had the advantage and was working on a takedown, and Faber able to pick up the ankle, Corbin's ankle, to neutralize the penetration, and they're both on their feet again.
Caleb finished third at state last year. He's ranked number 4 at this weight class by the Predicament, and he won the Keith Young Invitational, and he's got a 2-0 lead after that takedown you just saw.
He's got a real tight deep waist on there as he's trying to control pressure forward and down and try to keep him bellied out on the mat to work toward a pinning combination. He does have the chicken wing hooked in, but he's got to get control of that wrist, tuck it underneath on the far side before he can run it over and go around the head. The official talking to Dowling wrestler as he doesn't seem to be moving very much, and already calling stalling on Faber.
Caleb won that Keith Young Invitational in the championship match, beating Evan Yant of Waverly Shell Rock 3-1. Caleb yet to lose a match early in the season here. And another stalling call.
But this time against Corbin. Interesting. Being in control, keeping him on the mat and going from there. Nice job by Corbin as Faber's stand-up was ineffective. Corbin did a great job staying behind him, getting his hips underneath, and was able to elevate Faber and then get him back down to the mat.
So after the first period, it's Caleb Corbin of Valley leading Ben Faber 2-0. And Faber will go back down on the bottom to start the second period. And it looks like Corbin may let him up. He does, so it's 2-1.
It's Corbin's choice here in the start of the second. He deferred. Faber getting the gift point as he just wanted to start neutral right away. Nice job on the fireman as Corbin goes in and finishes that down very quickly. Now he's going to work back up to his feet. 4-2 in favor of Corbin. Faber taking the shot there.
Another great deep shot there.
Wow, great job on the high crotch. He's just got to finish that out, which he does. As you watch Corbin wrestle, he is doing a great job defending Faber from trying to make too much of an aggressive attempt. He's just blocking everything well with that left arm. And then it also sets him up to be able to roll the shoulders through as he's hit the fireman once and a high crotch once.
We're at 152 pounds in this dual meet between Valley and Dowling. The Tigers leading right now 12-9 as Caleb Corbin
has a double chicken wing hooked in. He's just trying to figure out which side to go to as he tried to step over, and then Faber did a great job, strong wrestler, as he was able to work out of both of them. Corbin with a deep waist and a half Nelson there as they head out of bounds.
Corbin with 3 takedowns to 2 escapes for Faber, making our score 5-2 with just 15 seconds to go in this second period.
Wonderful job again. Faber did a fantastic job, got to his feet very quickly, but Corbin doing such a nice job being able to elevate Faber's hips up high enough that he can get him back down to the mat. And
stalling on Faber gives 1 point to Corbin.
Right there at the end of the period, giving up a point to Stalling.
So 7-2, Corbin with the lead headed to the third period.
I tell you what, the official certainly wants action tonight as he has called Stalling very early in the match. So anybody that's paying attention on the bench, they better know that they need to have some action going in here, or the Stalling calls will continue to go.
Corbin won for the escape, makes the score 8-2.
Good attempt on the arm pass by, but Faber fended that off well. Corbin in on a high crotch, switching to the outside single.
2 more takedown.
Getting a takedown. He's kind of getting a clinic here as Coach Young tells him to cut Faber and try and get some much needed bonus points.
And he's got a fireman, takes to Faber to his back. So 2 more for the takedown and a couple of back points. Makes our score 14-3.
So now 14-4 with the escape. And Corbin has a minute to continue going. He's got a major decision right now at 10 points, trying to work for the tech fall or a pin.
A 15-point difference in the match would be a tech fall. Anytime a wrestler gets ahead by 15 points, that ends the match.
And another takedown there on the high crotch makes it 16-4, 12 points, which does him nothing. So he's either got to get him turned, which he does. He's getting some back points here.
This may end it if he gets 3 back points here.
And they gave him 2.
All right, so 15 seconds. Coach Young wants him to cut him free and try and get a takedown here within 15 seconds.
18-5, yep.
The tech fall.
Going to get a caution here for an early start.
Corbin needs a takedown for
trying to
an
work
extra bonus point.
Trying to work that
team.
fireman. Didn't happen.
Got it.
So he switched to the single.
So the match ends with just 5 seconds left. A technical fall for Caleb Corbin. And that's 5 more points for the Tigers, makes their team score 17-9. Back with 160 pounds. We'll keep it here. Both wrestlers out on the mat in a hurry.
Freshman for Valley, Jake Moeller wrestling Max Deary, a junior from Dowling.
Deary finishing 5th at that Keith Young Invitational in Cedar Falls last weekend.
Well, so far it's kind of held true as far as favoring Valley right now with the bonus points. They have 3 wins with 3 bonus points. And Dowling has the 2 wins so far, 1 with bonus points in the pin, and then just a regular decision at 138.
And we started at 126 pounds if you're just joining us. So this is our 6th match of 13 tonight here from Dowling High School. And Jacob Muller, the freshman, in that Valley singlet with the white shoulder straps.
Dowling rather is the heavy favorite in this match, as Moeller is not in the varsity lineup typically, but certainly doing a nice job knowing where his feet are when it comes to fending off a shot until then.
Solid double leg takedown for Max Derry, makes it 2-0 with just 15 seconds to go in the first period.
And he is putting a lot of pressure down on those shoulders of Moeller. Moeller is got to have to work off that. Derry's got his leg hooked in there, was trying to get those hips rolled over, but just ran out of time.
Start of the second period, Max Derry with a 2-0 lead, and he starts this period on the bottom position and gets 1 for an escape.
Nice sweeping outside single, very low at the ankle by Max Derry, and he has Moeller down again. Good downward, forward pressure by Derry, and he is certainly controlling not only the tempo of this match, but the positioning as he's going to load the hips, and he's getting some back points.
He's got that really tight around the waist.
Yeah, to go with that chicken wing, and it's a lot of pressure for Mr. Moeller to be fending off.
It looks like he was able to break his arm free, but he's still got that chicken wing and now working a half. Possibly going to try and run this. Oh, that's going to be a pin. Max Derry with a pin in the second period for Dowling. And that ties our, it makes our meet score 17-15. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on CISN.TV.
Here's to everyone who believes in competition and good sportsmanship, who knows it's not about the trophies or the medals, but rather the lessons learned. For those who understand, it's not whether you win or lose, just that you give your best. So go ahead, lace them up, take the field, have fun, and play. For the experience, for the memories, for the love of the game. Shields.
170 pounds, a takedown for Ryan Myers. That's the Valley Tigers senior at this weight class. And for Dowling, Adam Townsend, a sophomore.
It took 35 seconds for Myers to finish an outside single that he had. Townsend doing a fantastic job fighting it off. And now he has the escape, as it is 2-1 in favor of Myers. The meet kind of rolling along.
Yeah, another pin in that 160-pound bout. Max Derry with the fall in the second period, pulling his team a bit closer to Valley at 17-15. The Tigers on top.
Coming into this particular match, Ryan Myers was favored over Townsend in my very crude attempt at scoring the meet out before it happened, and it's going to be a tight one all night. It's a 3-2 as Townsend did a fantastic job getting a takedown after that escape. Good forward and down pressure as he has the arm and far side half. But
now tight waist as we'll go to the second period. Townsend leading 3-2.
Myers' choice, he defers to the third period. And Townsend will take the down position. Townsend, a sophomore, holding his own, wrestling very well against Valley's senior here. Myers doing a nice job trying to work that spiral ride to keep his weight down. Townsend able to get to his feet, but Myers doing a great job dropping down into that single. And so no points awarded yet, as Myers does have control, but it's maybe leaving quickly, as Townsend did a great job controlling the head and lengthening out his body. And now Townsend does come away with the reversal, making the score 5-2. Townsend.
So this could be a big match in the duel, obviously, as Valley may be favored to win this match, but Townsend with a 5-2 lead right now for Dowling, and really riding tough here.
He has been, and he has really been in control ever since Myers got that first takedown with 35 seconds to go in the first, or into the first period. The remaining part of the match so far has been all Townsend. Good, solid deep waist. Switching off to hold on to that far wrist. Trying to do a 2-on-1 here. Maybe load the hips and pull him over. Good effort sitting out is Myers. But Townsend keeping that forward pressure, making it difficult for Myers to come up.
And he's working really hard on top. 20 seconds to go. They're off the mat and back to the center.
And I'm actually seeing here, you know, people watching. The officials are taking turns who's leading the matches, and this lead official certainly not calling the stalling as fast as the other, and so that could kind of play into things as well, depending on the official you get.
Chris Dane and Dan Gilgy are two officials tonight. Chris from Pleasant Hill, Dan from here in Des Moines. And we go to the final period in this 170-pound match with Townsend leading 5-2.
Ryan Myers has the choice here in the third, and he elected to go right to neutral, having very good success in the first period with that outside signal. Townsend doing a much better job blocking, knowing that single probably not that far away, as Myers does a great job
taking Townsend to his back and getting points and working for a pin. Boy, what a turn of events here in this match.
Myers working hard to get that. Townsend trying to save his life here. And Myers able to lift that near side shoulder, elbow, just enough to get the far side shoulder down on the mat. And so a match that we had, looking at Myers maybe coming out with a just a regular decision, grabbing the fourth match tonight with bonus points for Valley.
So now our team score is 23-15, Valley on top.
And as we move in here to 182, something that Pat, you and I had talked a little bit about was the possibility, because the even number matches went to Valley, they were able to present Jay Cooley at 182 instead of Blake Underwood. And what they are in hopes of is that Jay Cooley, the senior, would have very good luck here against Carson Hagen, the freshman. But anybody that knows Dowling athletics certainly knows the Hagen name. There's been a very talented athlete, graduated just not too long ago.
So normally at this weight for Valley would be Blake Underwood, the #1 ranked wrestler at 182 pounds in Class 3A. He placed 4th at state last year, but again, he's bumping up to 195 to give Jay Cooley a chance at this weight against Carson Hagen.
Both wrestlers doing a nice job controlling the head, and Hagen initiating the first shot. Cooley's counter shot basically just got Hagen's to stop that forward penetration.
Cooley a 6th place finish at the Keith Young Invitational this past Saturday. And that was at 195 pounds.
Nice job working toward that outside single. He was able to bend the shoulders and head away, but he just couldn't get his arms free to finish the outside shot. Nice job fending it off by the freshman.
No score after the first period at 182 pounds between Jay Cooley and Carson Hagen.
Hagen has the choice here, and he chooses the down position. Cooley is going to have to work hard to get Hagen returned to the mat, which he didn't do, and now Hagen actually ends up with a reversal as Cooley just kind of took a little bit of a break. But now Hagen's going to have to return Cooley to the mat, and he does, and he still hangs on to that ankle and gives it up, going for the deep waist and trying to chop that near arm for a breakdown.
Hagen gets the leg in.
And he's working the power half with it, creating some pressure, but Cooley doing a nice job fighting it off. Leg goes in again, but Cooley able to grab the toe so it didn't hook. Lost it. It is in now as he's got a crossbody ride on. Trying to work a tilt here.
We're midway through the match, and Carson Hagen, the freshman from Dowling, has a 3-0 lead.
This was one of those matches that even if they, switching Cooley to come in and wrestle at 182, I did have Cooley the favorite here, but I guess I forgot to tell Mr. Hagen that.
And now, did they give Hagen an escape and a takedown? He's got a 3-0 lead.
He didn't. I don't know why it's.
The scoreboard says 3-0.
Yeah, I don't know why
maybe
it
it
is.
was just a 2-point reversal.
Yeah, it was just 2 points, but he did. He was working on some back points there that have not been awarded, but the official still has his arm out.
Nearly an escape here for Cooley, and Hagen in danger of being reversed.
And out of bounds.
They give him one.
Give him one. No, loss of control. No back points were awarded there, and the scoreboard has it 3-1. It'll be interesting if that's true. Nobody from Valley has left their seat over there, so.
It must be 3-1. That is actually the match score as we go to the third period. It is Carson Hagen leading Jay Cooley 3-1.
Cooley's choice here in the third, and he chooses down. Had some success with it late in the second, so why not give it a shot here at the beginning of the third? Hagen's doing a nice job trying to get that front three-quarter, and he has the ankle hooked. So if he's strong enough to pull him over, this is a pitting combination. Usually you see more of it at the junior high level, and occasionally you see somebody be able to get that in at high school and college, but Cooley fought that off very well.
30 seconds into the third period, Carson Hagen with a 3-1 lead, and he's been tough on top.
Cooley is starting to work up, but he's got to get that shoulder off the mat, get that arm free. There's a lot of pressure that Hagen is able to put down and drive forward against Cooley. And now we have a stalling call against Cooley, as the official does not feel that he is making enough effort to improve his position. Hagen now has both legs locked in.
45 seconds to go. This Hagen trying to give the Maroons their 4th victory here tonight.
And he's got a half in, and it's deep.
He's got 25 seconds to work with here.
And counting back points. He did get his 3 back points there. He's got to be careful. He's riding pretty high. So he got 3, but he gave up the reversal. So 6-2. 6-3, excuse me. But they ran out of time.
Carson Hagen gets a few more points, 3 more points on the board for Dowling Catholic. It's 23-18, Valley leading this duel. And let's keep it here because at 195 pounds, we've got the #1 ranked wrestler in the state, Blake Underwood. He's actually ranked #1 at 182, as we said, but bumping up here to 195 tonight.
And he is wrestling the freshman. I'm sorry, he's wrestling a junior, Zach Swagger. And Zach Swagger, a pretty good wrestler in his own right. But Underwood able to get that outside single, score on it. Now he's trying to hook up the a cradle. Good hip pressure as he tries to drive the knee. He's behind the knee. He tries to drive it forward, and he got it as it works on a suicide cradle and brings him over.
And looking for his 7th pin early in the season. Every person that stepped on the mat with Blake Underwood so far this year has been pinned.
Or didn't show up.
Or a forfeit was his other victory. So now Valley leading 29-18 as we head to 220 pounds. And it'll be CJ Stillman for Valley, Ralston Rumley, the freshman, for Dowling.
CJ Stillman off to a very nice start in his senior campaign. Had some great matches last year. Came up short in some very tough matches at Waukee and against Samankany, but tonight he looks to be the favorite in this match, going against the freshman from Dowling.
Stillman, a tremendous junior season where he qualified for state, and he finished 3rd at the Keith Young Invite last Saturday. Ranked #8 by the Predicament at this point in the season. Just new rankings came out.
One of the things that CJ had to deal with last year was there was another pretty good wrestler for Valley last year by the name of Bo Lombardi, and those two guys continuously adjusted who was going to go to 220, who was going to go to 285. And so Stillman wrestled part of the season at the upper weight and part of the season at the 220, and he's very comfortable at 220 pounds right now.
Of course, Bo won a state title last year for the Tigers. They're the lone champion, individual champion. The Tigers finishing 6th at state. Nick Oldham finishing 2nd at his weight class, and the Tigers had 5 state qualifiers last year, and 4 of them were place winners.
And high place winners.
Yeah. Corbin 3rd at 152, and Underwood finished 4th. Nick 2nd and Bo 1st.
Moving into the second period now, 0-0 on the board. And C.J. Stillman is heading into the down position. I believe Rumley had the choice but deferred. Stillman to his feet and in his feet quickly. And if you followed that all the way across the gym floor, I'm not sure if Mr. Rumley was talking to the cheerleader or just happened to introduce himself real quick. Casualties of wrestling, sometimes the people on the edge of the mat and the people in the first 3 rows of the bleachers.
And escape our first point in this 220-pound match. Stillman with the lead. One week from tonight, we'll be in Ankeny for another high school duel, Centennial against Ankeny.
The crosstown meets are kind of fun duels to be involved in.
And we'll see a lot of good wrestlers in that dual meet, as we are here tonight. Valley and Dowling. Valley leading 29-18 as we're at 220 pounds. We started at 126, so quite a ways to go here yet.
Stillman in the predicting part of the night when I was trying to figure out potential team scores. Stillman was a heavy favorite here, but I'm impressed with Rumley. He is really controlling his own body. And when you get into the upper weights, if you can control your body well, a lot of times you can control your opponents. Rumley was able to do a nice sprawl, and the sprawl sent him about 6 feet back, which is why Stillman was not able to attack when he was in the down position. Both of these guys very agile at 220 pounds. Good strength.
You don't see a lot of freshmen come in here at 220 pounds, Class 3A on the varsity level.
And if you do, they usually have a pretty good future.
That's right.
Oh, Stillman in on a fantastic outside single, but Rumley, the cat-like reflexes, was able to get his foot out of there.
It was a stall warning against Rumley, but no points there. So Stillman with a 1-0 lead heading to the third period.
And interestingly enough, Rumley taking the neutral position. Must feel pretty confident that he's going to be able to get a takedown here, or that he can force Stillman to make a mistake, which typically is one of the things that you want to do, is force your opponent into making a mistake. But Stillman in on a deep double leg was able to get that takedown. And it happened right on the edge of the mat, so when Rumley came up to his feet, they were out of bounds. He will be in the down position, 3-0 Stillman.
Rumley nearly getting an escape right after that takedown, but they went off the edge of the mat, so Stillman remains on top and leads this match 3-0.
Nice job dropping down, but he's got to pick that ankle up and get off his knees. Rumley doing a great job with the escape. And the reason he was able to get that escape is because Stillman was not able to get off his knees. You can't wrestle effectively when you're on your knees, and so you got to make sure that you can get to your feet and finish a takedown. If you do get to your knees on a takedown attempt, don't spend any time there. Get to where you need to be and keep rolling through.
1 minute to go. Rumley needs a takedown to tie the match. He's facing C.J. Stillman, who's ranked number 8 in the state. And Stillman clinging to that 3-1 lead with 40 seconds left.
Rumley really hasn't had an opportunity to take a very good shot.
He shucks him by, and Rumley very close to getting a takedown, but no points. Stillman, a great job fighting out of that, and may get 2 of his own. He does.
He did. You know, that is a fantastic job by Rumley. You know, we were talking about it earlier. A lot of times, you at the upper weights, you want to try and get your opponent to make a mistake. And he did. He forced Stillman into a mistake, and Stillman being a veteran at it, was able to regain some composure and end up with a takedown. Stillman getting cautioned here. Did not have his hand on the belly button there of Rumley as the start of the restart in the third period here.
Ralston Rumley, real impressive here tonight for Dowling. Just a freshman facing a senior, C.J. Stillman. An escape by Rumley, now trailing 5-2, and that will be the final score of this match at 220 pounds. 3 more points on the board for Valley. They now lead Dowling 32-18. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Employee pricing for all at Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. You pay what we pay and not a cent more on most new 19 models, plus 2020 Equinox, Trax, Impala, Sonic, and Spark. New Silverado Cruise. You pay what we pay in Waukee. Up to $13,000 off or up to $8,000 off plus 0% for 72 months. New 2020 Equinox. You pay what we pay. Up to $8,000 off or lease as low as $199 per month. Employee pricing for all. Don't wait. Schottenkirk Chevy Waukee. WaukeeChevy.com.
The heavyweight match in this duel between Valley and Dowling. This is Brian Gerardo for Valley and Charlie Nank for Dowling. These two wrestlers just met on Saturday at the Keith Young Invitational in Cedar Falls. Gerardo scoring a pin over Nank, but we may see a tighter match here tonight.
Yeah, they're evenly matched, and so again, talking about these upper weights, you really want to force your opponent into making a mistake or getting off balance. Heavyweights, 220, sometimes even the 195 guys, their center of gravity is usually a little bit higher. And so if you can get the head going in a direction, the body goes a little bit faster at 285.
Just 4 matches left, including this one, into tonight's duel. We started at 126 pounds and now at heavyweight. So we've got 106, 113, 120 left. A couple of good matches coming up in those lighter weights, possibly. No score here in the first period between Nank and Gerardo. Looks like we'll go to the second period tied at 0.
Something else about these upper weights, a lot of times guys don't like to go beyond the first period. And so we're going to start getting into the match where we'll see who is a little more conditioned than the other.
That's Gerardo for Valley, starting in the down position. Definitely looks like Nank has the weight advantage in this match.
He does, and if you're going to choose the down position at heavyweight, your first move should not be to just sit there. Now it creates so much more effort to try and get out, but Gerardo was able to do it. He exerted an abundance of energy trying to get out of there. When you're in that starting at referee's position on the whistle, you have an excellent chance to create some type of an explosion to either get space or even to get to your feet. Gerardo just kind of sat there.
But he does get the escape and has a 1-0 lead on Nank here in the second period.
Both guys again trying to control the head and move it toward the mat.
Under a minute to go in the second period. Brian Gerardo with a 1-0 lead on Charlie Nank of Dowling.
Good effort there by Nank trying to get that arm pass. But Gerardo just fast enough to fight that off. A lot of pressure in there as they both go lock up ear to ear.
.25 seconds left in this second period.
A lot of times in those evenly matched bouts, you get scores that are going to be 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, based on what position you took at the start of the period. And so far it's been an escape. We'll see if Gerardo can keep Nank on the mat. And Nank taking a page out of Gerardo's book as far as starting from the down position. He used the just sit there approach. See how that, if that continues to work like it did for Gerardo. But Gerardo was able to get some forward and down pressure, trying to elongate Nank and get those hips broken down to the mat. And he is down on the mat. Nice job by Nank getting back into it. He's got to get his head up to work toward an escape to tie it up.
A lot of pressure on top there by Gerardo. He's on the tips of his toes, putting all that weight he can right into the middle of Nank's back, keeping that head on the mat.
And we'll see if this is going to continue. I don't remember which official is in charge here, so if they stay in this position too much longer, I could see both guys getting warned for stalling. There's the first one. Dowling gets warned for stalling, not doing anything underneath.
1-0 lead for Gerardo. Gerardo, the wrestler on top for Valley, with 40 seconds to go. He needs to keep Nank on the mat, keep him from getting an escape to win this match.
Oh, and there's the second warning for stalling. Now both of them have been warned. Nank still in a down position. We'll see if he tries to improve his position right away rather than the just sit there approach.
And great job just breaking that down by Gerardo.
Yeah, Nank had a great effort. He did explode out of there, created some space. I think it surprised Gerardo a little bit. Down to 10, both of them in the possibility of stalling coming in. Usually officials don't call it right there with 5 seconds to go, but funnier things have happened.
That's Brian Gerardo for Valley, a 1-0 win at 285 pounds. So Valley now leading Dowling with 3 matches to go, 35-18.
Now, things are going to look a little different out there, going from 285 to 106. And the speed probably going to pick up just a little bit in this match.
For Valley, it's Ezra Christensen, the senior. And for Dowling, Kyler Kastarfin, a sophomore, who these two wrestlers met at the Keith Young Invite in the consolation semifinals, with Kastarfin coming out on top 8-2. And Kastarfin finishing 5th at that tournament in Cedar Falls.
Kastarfin, a very good wrestler as a sophomore. Had some very good experience last year. Ezra Christensen, up and down with his freshman campaign last year, trying to build some consistency into the sophomore campaign. As you look at them, you say, yeah, they both look pretty evenly matched, but it's amazing how when you get your first points, you get to start rolling points as you get a takedown of back points, and things happen so quickly at 106 in these lower weights that points can stack up very quickly. They haven't adjusted the scoreboard yet. It is 0-0 here in the first. Oh, they just did now. It was not 1-0 Valley. That was the final score of the previous match. Starfin doing a very nice job working in toward that double leg, but Ezra Christensen looking pretty confident in the
As our first 2 points go to Kastarfin, the takedown. With just 10 seconds now left in the first period.
And Christensen's defense broke down just a little bit there. Kastarfin now in control as the first period comes to an end.
Kastarfin will start the second period in the down position, again leading 2-0 at 106 pounds. Pat Curtis and Keith Bornes with you here on CISN.TV. Thanks for tuning in tonight and watching this high school wrestling duel between Valley and Dowling here at Dowling Catholic High School in West Des Moines.
Christensen working that top position. He's got both legs hooked in. He's got a lot of pressure coming down. But he's got to be able to work something in on the head now in order to get the body turned over. Kastarfin doing a great job adjusting and trying to get Christensen to ride too high and maybe pull him down underneath. Good hand control there by Kastarfin.
1:15 to go in the second period. A stalemate called, so we'll reset at the center of the mat. Kastarfin, the wrestler on the bottom for Dowling, leading this match 2-0.
That was a nice job on the defense there, not allowing Christensen to take him anywhere. And so Kastarfin doing a great job forcing the stalemate, being able to start again fresh. Good hip control by Christensen as he's trying to create that down forward pressure. The problem with it, sometimes riding too high. No points given yet, but it looks like there's going to be a reversal here. Oh, waved it off. And he's going to get one for the escape.
A lot of activity there, but just 1 point out of all of that action. Kyler Kastarfin now leading this match 3-0 with 30 seconds to go in the second period. Nearly had a reversal and put Christensen on his back.
Christensen able to do a nice arm pass. And he drops in there for 2 points on the takedown.
So now Kastarfin with just a 3-2 lead and about 10 seconds to go in the second period.
Christensen does have a leg all the way through the body, and he's trying to work the hip to keep his pressure down. Just didn't have enough time to work on any pinning combination up top.
So it looks like Christensen will have the choice here. What's he going to do? He's, instead of going down, he'll take the neutral position. Interesting call there. An escape could have tied things up, but feeling more comfortable just going to the feet. Not seeing that match in Cedar Falls. Maybe he had trouble getting out from underneath against Kastarfin in that match and just decides, let's go on our feet.
I was talking with former Valley wrestling coach and now current, still one of the coaches for West Des Moines at Stillwell, Tony Whelan. He made an interesting point in wrestling, and he said there are times when if you don't have to put your wrestler down, don't. I thought that was a very interesting statement there. And so when you hit on that, if you're struggling to get out, sometimes you have a better opportunity on your feet to make up those points rather than in the underneath position. But it did not work for Christensen in this case.
Got a little out of position there, and Kastarfin jumped right on that opportunity. A deep double leg takedown, and now a 5-2 lead for the sophomore Kyler Kastarfin.
Christensen did get a reversal in the second period, and we'll see if he has an opportunity to do that again. But Kastarfin has a great deep waist and is creating a lot of pressure there. Has an opportunity to maybe reach up for a claw, but decides to go into a head lever instead. Now has a chicken wing locked in.
And with just 15 seconds to go, time really running out here on Ezra Christensen. And it looks like Kastarfin will put some points on the board for Dowling. A good match here at 106 pounds. And the winner will be Kyler Kostarfin by the score of 5-2. And that makes our team score Valley 35 and Dowling 21. And just 2 matches left. We're up to 113 pounds now. And out there for Dowling is Ethan Mahoney, who qualified for state last year as a freshman. And he's wrestling Clay Youngdale, a freshman for the Valley Tigers. And 2 takedown for Mahoney.
I was talking to Clay Youngdale earlier today over at Valley Southwoods, and I asked about the meet coming up tonight, and he goes, well, I'm in the varsity lineup. Said, I have the opportunity to wrestle Mahoney. So I thought he went in with a very good approach on that, looking at it as an opportunity and not just well, I have to do this.
Yeah, he's got a big hill to climb here against one of the better wrestlers in the state at 113 pounds. Ethan Mahoney finished 4th at that Keith Young Invitational, very difficult tournament. Nate Bierma, the other wrestler at 113 pounds for Valley, out tonight, also a freshman. Wrestled Mahoney in that tournament at Cedar Falls. Mahoney coming out on top of Bierma there in the quarterfinals. Tonight it's Clay Youngdale getting the opportunity, as Keith said. 4-1 our score here in the first period.
You know, both of these guys, we saw it last year with Mahoney, and now this year, even though Mahoney is controlling this match, Clay Youngdale looks comfortable. He's not trying to back away from anything. He's out there wrestling, trying to set things up. He's just outgunned right now.
A stall warning against Youngdale. And now almost some back points, but just a 1 count there. And it looks like our score will be 6-1. Ethan Mahoney with the lead after the first period.
Sometimes those stalling calls just add a little insult to injury as you're fighting your guts out to stay off your back, and then all of a sudden the warning call, stalling call comes out. As you watch Mahoney here, he does a great job. He sets up his shots by creating some fake shots. And when you do that, you have to react to it. And Youngdale reacting to those fakes. And then when the shot really comes in, you're a little bit off balance. Nice job there by Mahoney working that takedown. Youngdale doing a great job fighting it off. He started that shot with about 135, but didn't finish it until about 120. So it was 15 seconds after he had control to be able to finish the shot.
Now Mahoney has a deep half in and has Youngdale in trouble here with some back points. Now looking for that fall. And there it is. Ethan Mahoney with a pin for Dowling Catholic. 6 more points on the board for the Maroons. Valley will win this duel. They lead 35-27 as we head to the final match of the night. At 120 pounds for Valley, it's Logan Stotts, a freshman, and Dominic Quinn, a freshman for the Maroons. Stotts quickly in on a takedown attempt, but off the mat, no points.
Nice job by Stotts to get in on that outside single and try to suck that leg in. But Quinn doing a fantastic job fighting it off. For young wrestlers that are out there watching, well, any wrestler watching out there, one of the reasons that Stotts was successful on that shot, or the takedown, is he had 4 different shots in the same offensive series there, starting with the outside single and then rolling through 3 other things before he finally got the takedown. He just did not quit. I think Walt Disney said that. Sometimes the difference between winning and losing is not quitting.
These 2 wrestlers have had to wait all night on the sidelines, just waiting for their opportunity to get out on the mat. And the draw just so happened that they're the last match of the night, 120 pounds.
And it's going to be an exciting match. Great job by Stotts elevating those hips to bring Quinn back down to the mat.
.40 seconds left in this first period. At 120 pounds, our final match of the night. Logan Stotts with a 2-0 lead and looking for more possible back points here, but just unable to hold Quinn in that position.
Stotts does have that arm locked under the body there. He's trying to get a 2-on-1. He's been trying to roll him through a couple of different times to get a hold on him for some back points. He's also had the claw up there on that shoulder a couple of times to try and get him stopped there as he reached up again. But Quinn just doing a great job fighting off the offense of Logan Stotts.
So 2-0 our score. Stotts with the lead after the first period, and he'll go in the down position to start the second. Again, we'll have more high school wrestling a week from tonight. Ankeny Centennial against Ankeny.
Oh, Quinn ends up giving up a penalty point there for putting in a full Nelson. It's so easy to do. Not because you want to, and you're coached certainly not to do it, but a lot of times you don't want to lose that control as you're switching from the half from one side to the other, and your arm just kind of hangs there, and very innocently you get a full Nelson put in. The official getting in there telling Mr. Stotts that he's not impressed with the improvement of positioning. So stalling maybe not that far away.
Quinn has a cradle locked up, but not quite tight enough. Stotts able to break out of that. Stotts working on getting an escape, possibly a reversal here. No change in position yet. According to the official now, there will be a reversal. Stotts looking to put Quinn on his back after getting 2 for that reversal. It's 5-0 now for the Valley freshman.
And as you watch that whole series transpire, it took a long time to get the escape, to get the reversal. And nothing happened until Stotts was able to get off his knees to create some drive. You cannot wrestle effectively from your knees. You have to get into a better offensive position. And when Stotts got off his knees, that's when the reversal happened.
And he'll take this 5-0 lead to the third period, it would seem, with just a few seconds left in the second.
Nice job controlling the hips. He's got a lot of forward and down position. And that's something that you hear us talking about all night, is you don't want just downward position. People can sustain that. They can withstand a lot of weight if it's just straight down. You got to get people off balance. And that's where that forward pressure is going to help the down pressure, get people bellied out onto the mat.
That's the position Quinn is in right now. Trailing 5-0. Just a lot of pressure by Logan Stotts on top.
And he is running the corner there and getting back points. And Quinn tried to adjust.
Another pin to end our dual meet tonight. And our final score will be Valley 41, Dowling 27 after the pin at 120 pounds for Logan Stotts. Back after this on CISN.TV.
Hi, Ron here, head coach of Westside Auto Pros. When your car's on the injured reserve, you want to get it back in the game as soon as possible. I know that. That's why you need to bring it here to Westside Auto Pros. I have a team of experts that can fix almost every automotive injury. Whether it's a fractured joint, a brake, or if your car just got its bell rung, no problem. We can even do a complete physical on your car to make sure it's game ready for the entire season. So bring your car to Westside Auto Pros and we'll get it back in the starting lineup in no time. Hey, you guys are dogging it back here. Let's move it, move it, move it.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Central Bank, proud to be a long-standing Iowa tradition. Founded in 1887 in Storm Lake, we've grown over the years from that one location to a bank serving Northwest and Central Iowa, employing more than 200 people in the region. Being here and being from here, it makes Central Bankers unique in the banking world. Decisions are made here. Investments of our time and resources are made here. For us, banking is still about people. Our reverence for community and hard work speaks to a proud Iowa heritage. Our passion for small business to bold new directions forward for our bank and the Iowans we serve. Thank you for your support of Central Bank. Let's keep it going. Let's plan together. Let's execute for Iowa's small business, agricultural, and individual banking customers. Central Bank is ready to make it happen. Member FDIC.
Pat Curtis and Keith Bornes back with you here at Dowling Catholic High School, where we just saw West Des Moines Valley defeat the Maroons of Dowling Catholic 41-27 in a high school wrestling duel here tonight. Valley with 8 wins in the 14 matches, including 5 by pin and a technical fall. All of those bonus points really separating these two teams here tonight, Keith.
Well, yeah, and that's what we talked about is, you know, one of the keys to success tonight was going to be the bonus points. Valley had to not only win the matches they needed, that they were favored to, they also needed to get those bonus points. And where Dowling kind of fell away from it is they did get one upset as far as what was predicted tonight, but in the toss-up matches, they only won one of those. And so, yeah, you talk about the 8 wins, 6 of them with bonus points, and it really is amazing how fast those bonus points add up.
All right, thank you for joining us here tonight and tuning in to watch this high school wrestling duel. You can support us all season long. We'll have more high school wrestling throughout the season here on CISN.TV. Coming up next Thursday, again, we'll be in Ankeny for a big crosstown matchup, Ankeny Centennial at Ankeny. Again, our final tonight, Valley 41, Dowling 27. For Keith Bornes, I'm Pat Curtis. Thank you for watching. This is CISN.TV.